Hey, what is up guys, I'm Carmelo, and today I'm going to be talking about should Carmelo Anthony actually come off the bench, because as you know, the Oklahoma City Thunder, well, they're playing like garbage, like they're pretty much playing like the Ball Brothers right now, like straight trash, but right now, everybody thought them going to the league with Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook that they were going to be this great team, going to come out of nowhere, be automatically great. But then, obviously, it's kind of a rumbling start right now. So I'm going to get into why I think Carmelo Anthony should actually come off the bench. Without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. I know what y'all are probably thinking. The idea of Carmelo Anthony coming off the bench is pretty ridiculous, as this dude is a superstar, probably a potential Hall of Famer, and he's also was like just one of the best players in the NBA at one point, so him coming off the bench is almost unthinkable. But I mean, when you really think about it, it makes tons of sense, and I mean, just hear me out to why I think this, and I really do think I can tell you why I think he should come off the bench and everything. Before I do, hit the like button if you do enjoy at any point, and also comment below if you agree with me. So let's get into the first point. My first point is going to be that these Oklahoma City Thunder have a awful bench. They are worse than the Brooklyn Nets starters. You don't realize how bad that is. The Oklahoma City bench right now, they are ranked 27th overall out of every bench. Out of all 30 benches in the NBA, they are ranked 27th, which is terrible. That means they're only better than 3 benches right now. But right now they are only averaging 23.2 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1.5 assists per game, and 2 turnovers per game. That is awful. And right now they are ranked 29th in points per game right now. So only one team is worse than them at scoring off their bench, and that is the New Orleans Pelicans, who actually are above them in the rankings as of right now, as the Oklahoma City is in the ninth seed right now, and Pelicans are in the 7th seed. So I mean, right now, even though the Pelicans have a terrible bench, they're still a little bit ahead, but I mean, come on, they're the Pelicans. You should at least have a better bench than that. But obviously, if you come on and bring Carmelo off the bench, one time leading the entire league in scoring, that will tremendously be able to upgrade your bench in scoring, and you'll probably go from 29th in scoring to 15th or higher in scoring. Like, Carmelo is a great scorer. That's what he does best, obviously. And that will also give him this confident boost, because now you don't have to worry about when Russell Westbrook comes off or Paul George comes off that you're going to go to absolute crap, because now you're going to have another superstar coming off the bench to replace both of them and be able to bring up your scoring and not let you get blown out in the middle of a game just because you had to take out 2 players to rest them. But now, my second reason is going to be they kind of play better without Carmelo on this. Like, Paul George and Russell Westbrook play better without Carmelo being on the court, because the one game that Carmelo Anthony missed, they won the game. It was against the Mavericks. So I mean, you could make the argument the Mavericks are terrible, that's why they won it. But I mean, with just Westbrook and Paul George out there, Paul George got a season high 37 points. And then also, he had 8 rebounds and 5 assists, and they won by a pretty big margin. And then you look at Russell Westbrook's stats. The dude had 27.6 rebounds and 5 assists. Without Carmelo, one of the better players that were supposed to be on the team, one of the part of the big 3, not only did they win a game, but both Westbrook and Paul George played out of their minds, like they usually do, that we're used to, but they haven't been able to do that because there's been so much ball dominance on the court. But maybe with Carmelo out, with that really ball dominant dude out of that lineup just for that one time, they've shown that they can play together. I don't think it's Russell Westbrook, because a lot of people are saying Russell Westbrook just can't play with other superstars like Kevin Durant and all them. Well, he just showed when Melo was out that game that he can play with other superstars. Just it hurts when you have one of the most ball dominant superstars alongside another most ball dominant superstar alongside another good shooter and defender in Paul George. They don't the combo doesn't really make sense. So Carmelo coming off the bench would probably be able to increase Paul George's and Russell Westbrook's impact on the game. They'd be able to share the ball around and be able to do what they do best. And then you could have Carmelo Anthony coming out and being ball dominant and taking all the shots he wants. And now that pretty much goes into my third and final topic right now. Carmelo plays way better when he can just take over and he's like the best player on the court. Like, just think, the best years of his entire career were when he played in Denver and his early years with the Knicks, when he basically had no help, but he still was able to score, take all the shots he wanted, because during those years, this dude averaged 24 points per game, 1 steal per game, 3 assists per game, and 6.5 rebounds per game. This is because the dude got the ball so much, and he is so ball dominant, he was able to take as many shots as he wanted, make the most of them, score high points, and just keep his team in the league, in the game, do what he does best, and shoot and score. And I mean, you want to know why this happened and he was able to be ball dominant? Because look at the two players that he had gotten. Look at the two best players when he played for the Knicks before Porzingis came was Jeremy Lin during Linsanity and Amari Stoudemire, and then the best player he played with the two best players he played with the Denver Nuggets were Ty Lawson and Danilo Gallinari. Two decent players. Those are four decent players, but none of them come close to touching Carmelo's freaking dick. Like, let's be honest, none of them could hold Melo's balls on the court. And the dude went off every year, bringing his team to a playoffs appearance. But then the second Porzingis comes in, their team goes to crap because he can't play with other superstars. I'm pretty sure Carmelo just can't play with other superstars. So if he comes off the bench where there's literally zero superstars, then boom, that's a huge thing for him, and he'll be able to score, do what he does best, be ball dominant. And I do think that would be the answer. But another thing I would like to try out is make, instead of Westbrook, Melo, and Paul George, maybe just make it Paul George and Melo, because Paul George is not as ball dominant as Russell Westbrook. Paul George can probably post up more and then like take up lane so Melo can get open shots. I would like to see how that works out. So maybe also just put Paul George and Melo on the court without Russell Westbrook for as much. Like, keep Russell Westbrook and Paul George, and then when Melo wants to come in, if you don't want to take both of them out, take Russell Westbrook out and keep Paul George in, and let Carmelo maybe run point guard, or Paul George, and Paul George can dribble too. So I mean, there's a lot of things they could do, and I think they could actually help. I don't know what the coach is really doing. I think the coach isn't that good, because I mean, either Carmelo can come off the bench, and then you have him do what he wants to do and pretty much dominate the game, score 20 points. Then when you put Russell Westbrook and Paul George back in, they can do what they do, dominate the game. Or you could, if you don't want to take on both, take Russell Westbrook out, because obviously Carmelo and Russell Westbrook do not play good together. Take Russell Westbrook out, put Paul George in so he can let Paul George post up a little bit, so you have Carmelo with open shots, and when he's contested, he can pass the ball off. I mean, the dude is so ball dominant, he can't play with other superstars. It's been proven time and time again. When Porzingis came back, his numbers went down because he can't play with the superstar all that great. So I mean, if you put him in on the bench where they have a pretty bad bench and there's no player on the bench that can even come close to his skills, then well, that's a recipe for success for me. So guys, unfortunately, that is going to be it for this video. At any point, if you did agree with me, comment below and hit the like button. If you really liked the video and you want to help me out, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much if you do subscribe. And also, I mean, just if you didn't like it, just comment below, tell me what I did wrong. Or like I said, if I did something good and you liked it, comment below. If you agree with me, comment below what I did right. Comment below what you want to see from me. Just comment below whatever you want. And also, guys, kids, don't think about you either. Remember, never do vegetables, always do drugs. Stay safe, first, see, but goodbye.